Hi Stampers, this is Karen Phillip. I'm a Stampin' Up Demonstrator and I'm pleased to show you how to make this card. And this technique is plastic wrap design. And it's sort of an older technique, but let's make it a new card with the old technique. I did this so we did the technique on the border and on the strip and also on the actual stamp. Here is your sample for club members. Okay, and then this was a thank you card that each member got, and I thought I'd like to try it with red and green. So at first I tried it with red, and this is Granny Apple Green, and then the red looked kind of muddy, so then I thought Poppy Parade would look cool, but I turned it orange. So it's kind of an experimental thing, but it's kind of fun. Alright, so you first will need a kit. Alright, switch this over so I can feel organized. Alright, so I have just a piece of 8.5 by 8.5, 5.5 by 8.5. And then I also have a strip of white that is 1 1/8, no 1 1/4 by 5. And then I'll keep the circle out for the stamping part of it. And then you'll have a little square in there for your sample, for your little guide sheet. Alright. So I'm using the two colors, Azure Afternoon and Blueberry Bushel. It works best if you start with the lighter color. So I'm using the Azure first, and you simply just take a piece of plastic wrap, and you don't need a lot. I just have like a, I don't know, I just pulled it off. Alright, so I just have a piece about this wide, and then you crunch it up, and you want it crunched because then you'll get the texture. And so first one, I'm doing the card front, and I just dunk it right into the stamp pad. Now, and then I just kind of pounce it on. You don't want to rub it, you want to just pounce, and you don't want to overdo it to fill it in completely, because that kind of kills the whole idea of the technique. Okay, so that's basically it on the outside. It goes really quick and it has cool results. Then we'll take our inside and and it's not too messy yet. Pretty clean so far, but that'll change, I'm sure. Okay, and then on the inside, I did also do the inside. So I'm folding the card onto itself, and I'm taking one of my layers and using that as a mask. And I'm just putting that over there, and I'm just going to do some pouncing. And you want to make sure your card is closed, because otherwise it will. So let's see, now you have a cool border on the inside. And then I'm going to add a little strip of the blueberry on there, and you have a pretty inside. All right, let's go back. And so we have our strip, and we have that. Now we will do no, we're not going to do that one yet. I'm setting the ink aside along with my plastic wrap. Now I'm using my blueberry, and I'm taking another piece just so that I don't contaminate the dark in my Azure, and doing the same thing. And you don't do this as intense. It's more random on this one, just to give it a little bit of texture. Isn't that pretty? I'll do the same thing with my strip. Just a couple. You don't want to overdo it. Sometimes less is more in these types of things. Oh, I got my inside too. Okay, so I'm going to start it down here, just to get a little bit there. It's amazing just that little bit how much it makes it alive. All right, now we can do our stamp. So I've taken this stamp. You need sort of a solid image because it works better. It takes the ink. So I couldn't find anything that I really wanted, so I found this one. It's called Textured Floral, and we're just using one of these flowers in here, and it works really cool. All right, so now I'm taking the lighter, the Azure, I don't know how you say it, but Azure sounds cooler, and you do the same thing. You just pounce it onto your stamp, throw it away, and then you take the blueberry and just do a couple, and then you stamp it. And the effect is so cool. Isn't it pretty? It just gives it all the extra color and everything else. And that's it for the technique. And get this. See, I didn't get all full of ink doing the technique, just moving it. Now I'm all full of ink. Okay. Alright. Now we will put it together. I see this piece of blueberry just fits right over there, so you don't have to do the whole thing. And again, this goes so quickly. And you just center it on the top. And this particular piece is embossed. You can see it's embossed to give it a little more motion. This is in the swirl. It's a swirl embossing folder, and see how big it is. And this one is sort of floppy or bendable. I guess flop. Either one. It's pretty bendable. It's not a 3D one. So when you put this through your machine, it's a little different than the 3D. You take your base, let's see, pretend this is my base platform. This is my platform. You put a clear plate over the top, then this on top of that, then the clear plate. The other ones are, the sandwich is a little different, but just to note that this is a thinner, oh, that's just all crooked. A thinner piece. Well, we're going to have a crooked one here. Okay. Then I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to try to line it up now that I see how off I am. See, I'm way off on this side. Okay. Then I have a strip of blue someplace. It got lost. Alright, a strip of blue. We'll put that on the front. And like so. Could be a smidge longer, but it's okay. And then we put our other piece over the top of that. Like that. And then we take our round piece, and I use the Stylish Shapes dies, and these two, the bigger circle and then the next circle. Alright, put that on there, like that. And then this one I'm going to tape so it doesn't leave any glue lines, like so. And then for the sentiment, I use the Sweetest Sentiments, I believe it's called, but it has retired. So any sentiment will do on just a little 1/2-inch piece of white, and then you just put that on there. And then a couple jewels. I use the, what are these called? Adhesive back sparkle gems, and I just put 3 gold gems on there. This is another little hint. A lot of people get rid of, or they put their dies in with the stamp sets, but I don't. But somebody gave me a bunch of these, the envelopes these come in, and I find it really helpful to keep all the embellishments in there, and then you can throw the little snibbles all over the place and inside the one, and then you can just flip through them. Just a little extra hint. Okay, so thanks for watching and have a great day.